say a couple of things about what it means to love yourself. If it's true that the real self, the eternal self, is that which sees, and that it has no form, and it has no substance, and it has no content, then what does it mean to love yourself? Because I think this means something very specific and extraordinarily important. And also, I think it is something that, in some measure, sets my book, Liberation from the Lie, apart from most other books that you might compare with Zen Buddhism or Advaita. Although the message, I think, is rather similar to that which you might find in Osho. Although when I wrote the book, I had very little knowledge of Osho. So what does it mean to love yourself? The self that is to be loved is the very self that's here right now. It's the very self that was born whatever many years ago. It is the very self that loves, that resents, that has grown up in this world. That as long as we fight this self, as long as we deny this self, as long as we negate or invalidate this self, we are simply digging a much deeper hole for ourselves. If you have absorbed the writings of Advaita and do negate this self, you have made a terrible error. We're like snowflakes. No two of us are alike. And if you believe in God at all, in some form, we are here for a purpose. We may not be here to know that purpose, and I don't believe we do, but we are here to express what is beautiful, what is fun, what is loving, and what is connected about ourselves. And so if if you love the arts, be an artist. Even if you hold down a regular job to support your family or to pay the rent, find time to express the beauty that's inside you. That's all that this is about. Finding that beauty. If you love photography, there's so much technology and equipment that's readily affordable to express yourself. Just really sing what is special for you. And, I've written a lot about how fear motivates us and keeps us in a trance. And a lot of the things we we do out of this fear, even if the fear is not conscious. So people have asked me, what does it mean, in this expressing yourself? How do we know that we're not expressing it out of fear? And here's the key. When you express what you love, you're expressing what you just enjoy doing. You're doing it for the sheer enjoyment of doing it. You're not doing it to impress anyone. You're not doing it to get rich. And you're not doing it to impress yourself. You're just doing it. Whether it's reading science fiction, working in a garden, doing community organizing, um, uh, being a political radical, being a political conservative. As long as you do it out of love, anything we do for a purpose, for an agenda, to impress others, impress ourselves, and we say, we tell other people, well, you know what I'm doing? I'm working for so and so, and I'm really exploring my brilliance as a sculptor, as an artist. Um, there's something there, which is connecting to an internal fear. Often, what we do that we love is also connected to a fear. And as long as we see the fear-based component in what we do, then we're free of it. And then we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to brag or boast or bring it up inappropriately in conversation. And by the way, I have news for you. You are great. You are amazing. And what you have inside you is unique to you. The world needs you. The world has called to you. That's why you are here. And that's why I wrote my book. It deals a lot with fear, but until we see all the subtle manifestations of fear in our life, they will be contaminating what we do. When you came into this world in the form that you possess, you were called into this world. So I urge you to express and manifest your calling. That is so important. Because once you're gone, that voice is heard from no more. It leaves no memories, no stories. People won't say, wow, do you remember, the kind of joy Elaine made with her paintings or her poetry or just her effervescent personality, which brought such love to us and such fun and humor and laughter and by the way, and what you love doesn't have to be necessarily a positive, funny, or even appealing thing. I mean, many artists work in ways that are very grating and designed to wake us up out of our indifferent slumber. Um, all that matters is that you love it and you love doing it. And you are the doer of that. No one else could have written Whitman's poetry except Walt Whitman. No one else could have painted the Sistine Chapel except Michelangelo. No one else could write the Beatles' music except John Lennon and Paul McCartney. No one else could play the guitar like Jimi Hendrix. It's not about who's better or worse. It's about Jimi Hendrix and the way he played the guitar. And he did it. You didn't do it, and I didn't do it. He did it. He didn't possess that doing. He merely, or not really merely, he manifested that doing. And do you see the difference? When you are doing what you love, the spirit of the universe is working through you. And that's why, in most cases, ultimately, it's effortless. You just love doing it. You can't help doing it. Now, on the other side, there is a compulsive doing that we do out of fear. We do that to impress others, and we do it to impress ourselves, and we sort of market that. We look at me. Look what I'm doing. That's different. There's a secondary hidden agenda to that, and we've talked about that. So the purpose of this video is simply do what you love. Do it the way you want to do it. I want to thank you for watching as always, and I look forward to hearing one day your song. Thank you.